Welcome back to my channel. This is Ingenious Giacomo, and today I'm changing a contactor of an air conditioning. The crazy thing about it is, of course, first thing, always pull out the disconnect. And I knew it was the contactor because first thing I did a check for voltage. There was voltage going in, but not coming out. Now, the crazy thing about this one, that's another one there, another victim, is the number 4 contactor. So after the fourth one I put in the last year or so. There is a problem with ants going into the contact, go through those little holes, and then they cook technically, and they make the little contactor blade not having a contact anymore. So I clean it up, but somehow they get kind of stuck to it once they get fried. So honestly, just I need to change it. I did put some boric acid, is what you see there. I guess I need to put more. It worked out fine for a few months, but it's too many of them. So they go in, and now I sprayed, so I'll get rid of them. But so the ants are going inside the contactor. I guess they're attracted by the heat. I don't know what they're attracted by. They fried, and they create a little barrier, an organic barrier, who don't let the contactor do his job. So I am going to replace it. This one actually was a new contactor. It normally is a better one, the Mars. I think this one is made in America, to my knowledge. No, made in China. Oh wow, they used to be made in America, now they're made in China also. This made in Mexico, actually, the cheap one, to my knowledge. Let me see, they changed that too, made in China. Oh wow, so that's made in China too. So yeah, they used to be made in Mexico. This particular model, the cheaper one, it's only like $10. This one is like 15, 16. Used to be the premium one. One is technically it's the same company really who makes them, but that's the premium one, and both of them now are made in China. And I put it in and it didn't work at all. I had to put a screw to hold it temporarily until I went to get another one. That's the good thing about those contactors, you can always manually make them work. So now to replace it, very easy. First thing I did, I discharged the capacitor. I do remind you, capacitor always holds some kind of power. So you go and you touch with something isolated the terminal, so there is no power in it. It's always recommended to do that when you work with capacitors. The booster is not a problem really. Since I did that, to discharge the booster also. Now for the terminal, you see on the sides is always your low voltage. I did check for voltage. If there was voltage going to it, it's just, once again, it was closing but not giving me a good contact at all, and this one was defective. The other one was just with the ends, forget about it. Technically voltage going in, not coming out. The best way to do this change a contactor is actually go terminal per terminal. So technically I'm taking out the yellow, I'm gonna put the yellow there. I'm taking the brown or black, normally it's brown, low voltage. Color is not really important. The only thing, there's two sides is the 24 volt AC coming from the transformer inside, and of course controlled by the thermostat to turn the unit on and off. So low voltage there, 24 volt AC. Now the wires going in, of course, is only two. Both of them are 110, 120 volts each, and they're going to go on one side. On the other side is the side going out. Best way to do is taking like the two black, put them on the same side. The color, once again, is some unit of different colors, but exactly follow the same order as they were. And that's it. I'm gonna do it now, and then I show you the final result. And I know for a fact it's gonna be working, unless it's defective, but I don't think so. First time it happened to me in a long time with a defective contactor. And normally those are 40 amps, a 24 volt coil voltage, because they have also the one with 120 volt coil. You use mainly refrigerator. For AC they use the 24 volt, majority of it. Okay, I'm gonna install the new one and remove the defective one. I'm back. I installed the new contactor. You can see all the dust from the boric acid. So that's it. Two wires going in, the two low voltage. I checked for voltage, everything is good. I tested the unit. There's two are going out on one side. I hooked up everything the way it was. I already tested, it works fine. So I'm gonna close the lid and we're ready to go. Okay, I'm back. I did all my wiring, as you can see. I put additional boric acid to prevent the ants from keep going in. And what I did, I used liquid electrical tape, it was right here, to cover the terminal. I know it seems like messy, but the good thing about this, it peel off. So if I need to change it one day, it peel off like pretty easy. And I put also some little extra foam here. I glue it down. It's like a special thing I have around, you know, like to wrap things, like a wrap really. It's not really adhesive, so I put some glue, and hopefully that's gonna help me. There is the holes in the bottom, just so much I can do, you know, but I think it might help, especially the liquid tape on the contactor. Anyway, that's it. I tested the unit, it's working perfectly now. Thank you again for watching. And just a little background about this unit. I installed it for a friend and I paid $250 for it on OfferUp Deliver. It was a 1.5 ton rim. It was like maybe 5-year-old when I got it, and $250 because it was too small to put a bigger unit. So it's absolutely fine for the size of the place. So the air handler and the condensing unit, both of them, they was asking $200 for $50 more they deliver it. So $250 total. It's been working great now for 5 years. Yeah. Thank you again, beside the ant problem. Okay. Thank you again for watching, and this is Ingenious Giacomo. Bye. And please subscribe and thumbs up if you can.